I am Osei Chandler, a founding member of the Charleston Remembrance Program. In retrospect, remembering the African ancestors who perished in the Middle Passage is one of the best things that I have ever done. The very first Remembrance Program infused in me a palpable connection to those ancestors when we waded in the waters through which the slave ships passed en route to the docks where the survivors were offloaded. I am very grateful to Deborah, Brenda, and Regina, plus the young bloods that will carry this important mission forward, Kwanzaa, Jonathan, and Talim. Aluta continua, the struggle continues, Asante Sana.
Thank you, Osei. Did you, this is Deborah, did you have any idea when we first started this that we would be going this long?
No, I did not. I don't think about them things. I just do it at the moment, and then here we are still doing it. That's why I say it's one of the best things I've ever done, because we're bringing this aspect of our culture to our people here in Charleston, who many didn't have a clue. And for those that did, it's refreshing, because sometimes we feel like we're on an island out here. You know what I mean? So I had no idea it would last this long, but I'm very proud that it has. I'm very glad that it has. I wish I could last long.
Well, you know, I'm going to have to retire, but from this committee, but we have, listen, it was you, myself, Kwajo, we got started.
Yeah.
And Michael Allen was with us during that time. And then, and there was Alexander Ravenel, I think, was doing the libation originally, if I'm not mistaken. I think. And then Adjo Palmer came on.
That's what I remember, Adjo.
But I know, and I don't even know if it was a libation at first or just a prayer. I can't, it's hard to remember.
It was just a prayer.
Okay.
A prayer. Yeah.
And that was Alexander Ravenel, I think, who was like a minister or something.
And we had a large contingent, well, a probable bunch of ministers and we had different religions represented. Christians were there.
Right.
We had Muslims and stuff like that, and brothers from the African village. So different religions were able to honor the Africans in the Middle Passage, and we brought that together. I felt like Bob Marley at the peace conference in Jamaica when he brought Siaga and the other guy together on stage. We brought them all together.
Right. That's true. Yeah, we did have the clergy represented from various different faiths during those early days. And so then we had Adjo Palmer, and then of course she left and moved back to Ghana. And then that's when our sister Helen Phillips, who transitioned, that's when she came on and became our libationist. And then of course,
libation.
She
made people understand what libation was about.
Right. Yeah, that's a big loss. And then of course our brother Bob Small, who was a drummer and always brought the drummers out and stuff like that. We didn't even have to worry about drummers back then.
Not a bit. And he was down with everything, just 100%.
Right.
We almost need to consider him a founder, because he founded the drum aspect of it.
I agree. Yeah. And so easy to work with. Yeah, he was one of the founding members too. So that would be you, Kwajo, Bob, me. We're basically the founding members.
Well, I can't do nothing without Sadiqa. I don't care what you say.
That was definitely Sadiqa, because with Sadiqa, I mean, my God, she would set her hat, her sweet basket hat, and she would take it off during the program, you know, and pass it around, and that because we live off of donations.
Yeah.
We never had money from anybody. It was either out of pocket or donations. That's how we basically, you know.
Yeah. And who could refuse Sadiqa? She put that hat in front of them. They had to put money in. They could not refuse.
Exactly.
If they wanted to, yeah.
And then Jewel every year came out, you know, would drive in from Atlanta. Your sister.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And what's the elder woman that passed away from Brooklyn? She used to come every time until she couldn't come no more.
That was Miss
Williams.
Josephine Williams.
Yes.
That was Miss Josephine Williams. She came every single year, the elder, yes.
And always said something too. She wasn't just coming and hanging out, you know. She was beautiful. I miss her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. I mean, there was so many people back in the, I mean, we lost a lot of people. So
Yeah,
many people from those days transitioned and moved on into the
yeah,
ancestral realm. So we honor them as well. Because the programs were always good. I mean, every year it was different. I mean, it was different, but it was always good. And of course, I give Ezekwe, your son, Ezekwe Chandler, a lot of credit because when he came on, I was, first of all, we were both happy because we were trying to retire at that point from the
yeah,
committee. Both of
yeah,
us were. And we met about it, and he came on board, and he brought in a whole nother energy, and
yeah.
that energy has remained with Remembrance. So we definitely want to give him credit. And he had to move on and live his life, but
But
um,
whenever he's back, he'll be there.
good, yeah.
When,
And then of
yeah.
course Brenda came on with another. But by the time Brenda got there in 2012, with another whole energy too. She's
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
it to another level with the social media and just everything.
She kind of re-energized us, you and
Yeah,
I.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you this too. Ezekwe and Cheo did the same thing with my radio show. They brought a whole nother uh, basis for it, a whole nother energy to it. When I was sick, I had a couple of operations, a brain tumor operation and a heart surgery, and they would step in at 14 and 16, and then again at 17 and 18, and I had a whole different set of listeners. So yeah, them young fellas, they did good. They do well.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh boy, oh boy. I'm trying to retire too, Deborah, in case you haven't figured that out.
Well, you told me that, but I didn't tell you. I'm going to send out I've got to, I've got to, I think, I'm sure. Well, we tried to some years ago. I mean, we basically were trying to hand it over, and then Asala came in. We got to give Regina credit because
Oh
Asala
yeah,
came in, and Regina was president. Regina Williams was president of Asala at the time, and really, honestly, without her coming in, and Julie Sanders Monroe,
yeah,
they came in from Asala and really took over in terms of some of the administrative work, some of the stuff that I used to do. They
yeah.
took a lot of that over, and that was really good. But I'm not sure, how long Regina is gonna, hang in there as well. And
Yeah.
so we've got to pass it on. So I, give credit and praise to Talim and Kwanzaa and Jonathan for even agreeing to do what needs to be done.